those Thakur's. One is very much available. And also, who understood Bhaktisiddanta Thakur better than our beloved spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. In fact, it is said that Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, from the very beginning, whomever he used to meet, it is said not only an educated person, even a farmer working in the field used to go and said, why can't you preach to these Western people in English? A farmer, uneducated man in the field. So you just see that kind of force which is coming from Bhaktisiddanta Thakur. At least 1,000 people would have told, preach to Krishna consciousness to English-speaking people. There is a need he was foreseeing, how the world is going to be driven by this Western culture, or English is going to dominate. So he wanted, but who has taken up that particular single desire of Bhaktisiddanta Thakur as a heart and soul? That is Srila Prabhupada. So, actually many people wanted to associate Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur very closely, but most of the people have not understood what is meaning of the associating with a divine personality. In this connection, I remember hearing about one person called Mitra. In fact, he came to Bhaktisiddanta Thakur. He wanted to actually take sannyasa. And at that time, Bhaktisiddanta Thakur was actually engaged in a construction of Yogapita temple, where Lord Chaitanya's birthplace, on the direction and the guidance of his father and great spiritual master, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So this Mitraji, he came there to take sannyasa. He wanted to take shelter of a sadhu, and he wanted to become Vairagi. And when he saw that Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, he is fully involved in constructing the temple and managing the temple, he said that what kind of sannyasi is, what kind of Vairagi is. Vairagi means you should give up everything. So he felt, no, he is not a suitable sadhu from whom I should take sannyasa, or to whom I should become disciple. So then he left Mayapur and he went to Kuligrama. That's Kuliya Grama, where Gaur Kishore Das Babaji was residing. So he went and said that, no, I want to take shelter of a true sadhu because I wanted to become true Vairagi. So he was staying, they say, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, first of all, he never used to interact much with anybody. Whoever comes, because he is always in trance of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. For him, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not niyama. Like we all chant some rounds, minimum 16 rounds, Prabhupada recommended to all of us. We chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra as a sadhana. We don't have that attraction, we don't have that feeling. But Prabhupada said, you follow niyama. You chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra as a niyama, as a sadhana bhakti. A day will come where you actually will develop that emotions or the feelings, because the holy name of the Lord is not a dry. The holy name is Nam Nam Akari Bodha Nija Sarva Shaktir. In the holy name of the Lord is there, personally is there with complete potencies. But today we are not able to perceive because we are wet wood. Wet wood, if you keep in the fire, it will not burn. But there is something happening there. What is that? The wetness has become dried up. So a day will come where wood will catch the fire. So a day will come, we'll be able to taste the holy name of the Lord. The day will come where we'll develop emotions or feelings toward the holy name of the Lord. Holy name of the Lord means non-different from Krishna. We'll be able to develop that feelings, natural feelings towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Gaur Kishore Das Babaji was in that state. He was relating with the holy name of the Lord. He was associating. He was taking pleasure. The moment he takes mala, He's in different world altogether. Who is coming, who is going, कुछ फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है. Somebody comes and tells to him that, Baba ji, I wanted to be here, I सेवा करना चाहता हूँ, I want to do सेवा to you. So, be there. So he was there, but this Mitraji were actually feeling very proud. Oh, such a great sadhu has given shelter to me. I am very fortunate. In fact, he was very fortunate. So he was very fortunate, and that very feeling of that I am very fortunate has actually converted into pride, because we know the reason. So Bhaktisiddanta Thakur sometimes used to come to Kulindragram to meet Gaur Krishna Das Babaji. So when he used to come, this Mitraji used to feel very proud about his position. Now I am the secretary, or probably, the assistant or sevak of Gaur Krishna Das Babaji. So he used to say that because he already developed opinion about Bhaktisiddanta Thakur that he is a manager and he is not qualified Babaji or something like that. So he used to stop him. No. Babaji is very busy. You cannot meet him now. Bhaktisiddanta Thakur never used to disturb. Okay, chalo. So from outside only used to pay dandavats and go back. So due to such kind of conduct or misbehavior from Mitra, later on actually he has to, even though his intention is to become sadhu, but due to his offenses towards Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, he has fell down from his his conduct. He became a womanizer, he became a thief, and so much so that everybody able to speak about him, and finally it reached the Gaur Krishna Das Babaji's ears, and he said, with a folded hand, he said, please go away from this place. Please go away. Go and get married. Lead your own life. Why you wanted to spoil yourself like this? So he pleaded him. So the point I'm trying to say is that very difficult to understand such kind of Mahatmas, like great devotees or pure devotees. Many people even criticize Srila Prabhupada for that matter. Who criticized? The so-called Brahmanas, so-called saints of India. They criticized Prabhupada. But Prabhupada said it one, he remembered, he always used to quote that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's explanation about Bhagavad Gita sloka, Vyavasayatmika buddhir eke he kurunandana. That how that the one who is engaging in activities of Krishna consciousness, his attention should be one-pointed attention. And that he applied, that for a disciple, that following the instructions of Guru should be one-pointed attention. That we can see in the life of Srila Prabhupada. Very few people understand such great Mahatmas. Even Gaur Krishna Das Babaji hardly anybody understood. They always used to think that he is another Babaji. So, Bhaktisiddanta Thakur is such an exalted personality. It's very important to understand and to make relationship with such kind of pure devotees. And to understand and make relationship towards such Mahatmas is possible only by associating with their teachings. And to see him. And how to see him? To see him through seva. If we are able to see such kind of pure devotees, if we are able to have an association of such pure devotees, wo darshata hai, they will show the Supreme Personality of Godhead to us. This is what exactly Krishna Prabhupada said in explanation of Bhagavad Gita, that Upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattva darshanaha, because they have seen the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is Krishna. And they have seen this Krishna personally. And they can show Upadekshanti te jnanam. So Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, as just now Prabhu said, that he appeared in the year 1874, and he left this planet 31st December night 1936, and he was a sixth child of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Even though he is sixth child, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur recognizes him as the only son. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes a letter, being in Calcutta. He writes a letter to Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, who's in Mayapur. He says that you are the only son of mine, because only you are able to accomplish the mission. And he requests him that please come and take me to Godrimadam. He wanted to settle down as a Bhajana Kutir in Godrimadam in Namudvip. So at the age of 6 months, Bhaktisiddanta Thakur was blessed to touch the lotus feet of Lord Jagannath. And we all know that particular pastime of how his mother was carrying, and they had a privilege, being the magistrate of Jagannath Puri. They had a privilege to climb the chariot and go closer to the deities. And Lord Jagannath bestows his mercy by giving a garland. And the garland falls on the child, and that was the time Bhaktivinoda Thakur recognizes that it is actually Lord is actually indicating that the son who has taken birth is going to accomplish his mission. In fact, it's said that I remember there is a Chaitanya Math in Mayapur, where that is the place where Bhaktisiddanta Thakur did tapasya. Tapasya means chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra for 10 years non-stop. So, and that's where actually he establishes the temple, and Bhaktisiddanta Thakur Samadhi is there. We stayed there, I think so, 2 weeks when parikrama time. We had many pastimes of how Bhaktisiddanta Thakur there. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he was in Jagannath Puri, he was a very responsible person. He was a magistrate, and he was a great Vaishnava. He was a Vaishnavacharya. He was writing books. Lord Jagannath came in his dream to Bhaktivinoda Thakur and said that I brought you to the Puri from Mayapur, and for a purpose, but we are very busy in this magistrate work, and this is the purpose I brought you from Mayapur here. So, in one sense, Krishna is chastising his devotee. What is that you are doing here sitting? I brought you here for some other purpose. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, it's all happening in the dream. So, he said that I became very old now. Whatever your mission is there, whatever is your desire, I will not be able to fulfill. Better you send your Parshada, your staff member, to fulfill. And Jagannath said that, okay, pray for Bimala Bhakti Devi, and as a son will come as her prasada. So that's how you know that Bimala Bhakti Prasada. His name also was named as Bimala Bhakti Prasad. So these all are very information about when he took birth, and where he took birth, who is his father, what is how many siblings. These all are information about a personality. But if you wanted to understand Acharya, you can't understand just merely by information. Many people know about Krishna also. Krishna's, we know Krishna is our God. Sometimes people say Krishna is Hindu God. And if you wanted to know a little more information, Krishna took birth in Vrindavan, or he took birth in jail and went to Vrindavan, all such kind of information. But this is not exactly Krishna is expecting us to know. Krishna is expecting us to know more deeper. What is that? Janma karma chame divyam. How his appearance and activities are transcendental in nature. The one who understands the transcendental nature, the personality of Godhead, and tyaktva deham punarjanma, that he will not have one more birth. He will not come again. Punarjanma naiti Mameti so Arjuna, he'll come back to me. So knowing about the Supreme Personal Godhead or his pure devotees or Parshada, his personal expansion, his personal associate. It's a very important principle. So how to know? The only means of knowing about the Supreme Personal Godhead or his pure devotee, the process is bhakti. Bhakti means service, seva. And once you engage, involved, rendered in service, you will experience a transcendental pleasure that is called ananda. So, you see these terms, we every day pranam mantra we say, or we chant the pranam mantras of our spiritual master, or we recite the name of the spiritual master. What is that spiritual master name? Our Bhaktisiddanta Swami Prabhupada. And Prabhupada's guru, Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati Goswami. There is import in these names. Bhakti Vedanta, Veda Anta, the essence or conclusion of Veda is presented as Bhakti. In fact, the Vedanta's conclusion is Bhakti. But people they derived different meanings. But the essence is what Krishna says. In the Bhagavad Gita, he says that Vedecha Sarvair Aham Eva Vedya. I should be known by reading, by knowing, by approaching all the Vedas. I should be known. But people, by reading Bhagavad Gita or Vedic knowledge or Vedic literature, they are not able to come to that conclusions. In spite of Krishna repeatedly telling that, I should be known. So today, the people who die down into the Vedic knowledge, they are not able to come to the stage of the essence or conclusion, and those conclusions are presented by Srila Prabhupada as bhakti. So Vedanta, the end of the Veda is bhakti. And his guru's name Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhaktisiddanta. And what is the Siddhanta of the bhakti? Siddhanta bhakti is, conclusion is seva. Siddhanta means principle or essence or a seva. So if we know Bhakti Vedanta better, Bhakti Vedanta means bhakti as end of this thing. So if we know Bhakti Vedanta better, then we will be able to know Bhakti Siddhanta better. If we know Bhakti Siddhanta better, then we will be able to know Bhakti Vinoda. Vinoda means joy, ananda. So this is what exactly people are looking for in this world. You ask any person, what are you doing? He will say such profession, so and so, business or profession. What for you are doing? Whatever you take, ultimately it has to come to the stage of satisfaction or tushti, satisfaction or ananda, contentment. And that ananda, which everybody is looking for, nobody achieved till today. If they have achieved, their life would have been ended, they will not come back again to this world. And to achieve that ananda, one has to go through this process. One has to understand bhakti, and essence of the bhakti or siddhanta of the bhakti is service, and once rendered in the service of the Supreme Personality of God, it will be able to experience. So these three personalities, Trayam, not simply ordinary persons, simply haphazardly, just like that appeared. No, it is the plan of the Lord. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur comes. Then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati comes. Then Bhaktivedanta Swami comes. So these three personalities have come from Krishna, and their one is actually coming from Krishna. They are directly associated, like Prabhupada said in one place. For all of you, I'll just read that statement. Prabhupada says that, be assured be assured that you will be delivered to Krishna Loka. As far as I am concerned, in connection with my disciples who are participating in moving this movement of my Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, for them, I personally come again and again from Goloka Vrindavan. Specifically says, from where he'll come from. I will come from Goloka Vrindavan again and again. For whom? For my disciples, who supposed to go back to Krishna Loka along with him. That means, but in case if they are not able to reach, if they are not able to go back to God in their own lifetime, that Prabhupada says, I will come and again from Goloka Vrindavan to take them back to Godhead. For those disciples who are pushing my mission, are pushing the mission which is of my spiritual master Bhaktisiddanta Thakur. He writes in a letter to 1968 to Brahmananda. So they are not ordinary people. These people know, they moved among us, they moved on this earth. So we went to recently, I think 2 days back, we went to Gita Nagari. If you go to this deserted place at this point of time, hardly anybody and not much activity. But we were feeling that how fortunate we are to go to that place where Prabhupada, even last days also, he was meditating on that place. In his mind, that Gita Nagari, the place was there in the very prominently. When he came, the last trip, 1977, is in August or July. The last trip when Prabhupada came to the Western world, I think he came to London. From London, he wanted to go to the Gita Nagari. And doctor suggested that no, it's better not to travel. So that's how he went back to Vrindavan. So Prabhupada personally walked on this land and meditated on this land. So for devotees, the land is not just merely a land. Bharata Bhumi is not just become Bharata Bhumi just because of the name. The land where Lord personally appeared, personally walked. The pure devotees personally walked on the land. So like that, Lord has appeared only in a particular area, but his pure devotees travel across the world. That's how is that the Lord's pure devotees are more merciful, more compassionate than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anybody who takes shelter of pure devotee, who is Parshada, in fact, they are Shakti Avesha Avatara of the Lord. The Lord potency is walking in a human form. Krupa potency is walking. So Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, he emphasized so much on seva. In fact, if you see all the three acharyas, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all the three acharyas are focused on the three things, which all three are interlinked, or all depend on another. You cannot actually separate it. But if you see, all three are different. These things. Prabhupada extensively focused on preaching. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, our beloved spiritual master, extensively focused on preaching, that he encouraged devotees. In fact, he said that wherever you are there, wherever you are doing preaching, that is Vrindavan. You can create Vrindavan by preaching. See the kind of emphasis Prabhupada is given. And that, see, whatever Acharya said is already Krishna spoke about it. What Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, what is that sloka? Priyakritta Maha in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where he said, the one who distributes this knowledge among the devotees, he is very beloved to me. Nachitasmat manusheshu priyakritta Maha. Nabhavishyaha, even in future also will not be, there won't be any person who is more dear to me than the person who preaches my message. So that is the emphasis Prabhupada is given. That everybody, and don't look for comfort. In fact, Prabhupada said that I am very comfortable in Vrindavan. meditating on my beloved Lord Krishna. But he's going for the purpose of preaching or accomplishing the mission of Bhaktisiddanta Thakur. And what is the mission of Bhaktisiddanta Thakur? That what is the preaching? What are the essential thing which he preached is that seva. Total teachings of Bhaktisiddanta. Whenever you read any quote of Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, you will see one thing in that, the seva, service. In fact, many people are not able to understand Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Bhaktivinoda Thakur's teachings. Bhaktivinoda Thakur teaching is always about the japa, Nama japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He established Nama Hattas. Nama Hattas are assemblies where people gather together and chant Hare Krishna or do bhajana. And many people are not able to understand. You're saying how to chant, how to take shelter of Harinam, and just by chanting, how to get fruit of love. They are not able to understand. Just by chanting, how will you are even now also in ISKCON or Hare Krishna movement. Anybody comes and asks any problem, what will say? Chant Hare Krishna. It is coming from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And people sometimes get bewildered. What is anything Hare Krishna? So Bhaktisiddanta Thakur actually says, if you wanted to understand Bhaktivinoda Thakur or understand the teachings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if you want to understand the principles what Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given, you will be able to understand only by seva, only by rendering seva. And we have seen that examples, famous example is Madan Mohan Malviya. You heard about his name. He was a Congress president in 1930s. He is the one who established Benares University, Hindu University, Benares Hindu University. Very renowned. He was a Congress president those days. Renowned scholar, Sanskrit scholar. So he went to Bhaktisiddanta Thakur with so many questions he wanted to clarify. So Bhaktisiddanta Thakur said that first you go there and wash the plates and come, because they are washing the plates, my disciples. You want to do service. He is putting so many questions, so many queries. So you will be able to understand all that only when you do service. So he sent him for service. So after service he comes back and now you tell me what is your question? No, everything is cleared. So if you wanted to understand Krishna, if you want to understand any subject matter of spirituality, you have to do service. Only by doing service you'll be able to understand and appreciate the subject matters of Krishna. So because what is meaning of seva? Say for example, if you want to understand what is the meaning of love of God or Krishna Prema, if you serve the Lord, seva, you get a salary. What is the salary? Krishna Prema. Like a mother serves the child, she gets the salary, that love, satisfaction, taking care of the child. Because without getting anything, nobody is willing to do anything in this world. Something you have to get, isn't it? The mother also, even when they grown up, when children grown up, they are also doing, they're serving, they're educating, because then expectation is the salary for them. But in the child, when children are very small, the parents are serving, actually that salary is actually, there's nothing, their expectation also is not there. But their salary is actually their affection, their love, expression of love. So we are not able to serve the Lord 24 hours today. Because to serve 24 hours, what is required is love. What is the final instruction of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita final instruction क्या है? Sarvadharman Pratyaj is the extension of the final instruction. There is an extension. That is possible only, you have to give up everything and Sharanagati. How it is possible? There is extension. The two slokas are actually connected, linked. So now I am going to tell the most conventional knowledge, Arjuna. What is that most conventional knowledge? Manmana, Madbhakto, Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru. Manmana, always think of me. 24/7 you have to think about Krishna. Is it practical? Is it possible? How can you think about a person 24 hours? How can you think about a person without love? Only by love you can think about a person constantly. So that day when you are able to feel that love, when you are able to, when you really develop that kind of love, that day you'll feel sleeping is a waste of time, eating is a waste of time, and 24 hours is very less, not sufficient. So that day, the feeling for service or seva bhav goes 1,000 times more than a service. That day, a devotee will develop the desire to get that prema love of Godhead. So because without love, we can't serve the Lord 24 hours. So it is, the Bhaktisiddanta Thakur says, seva generates or brings prema. And now people wanted to do service so that they can develop prema. And after developing prema, what? People are thinking prema generates prema. But principle what Bhaktisiddanta taught is, seva generates prema. That if you keep serving the Lord, you will develop that bhavana, you will develop that feelings of love, then prema sprouts in your heart, then you'll get so much attracted, and that attraction towards the Lord push you to do more and more seva. But generally people are nothing. Once you become bhavuk, then you will give up all the services and you will become bhavuk. That is called sahajiya. Now I am in bhav. There's nothing for me to do in this world. If you have nothing to do in this world, then there's nothing for you to do in the spiritual world also. Because the Lord engages, you know that the Lord engages the people in His service. Like we all heard in the Krishna book and the Bhagavatam 10th canto, Srila Prabhupada expresses that how when Lord appeared in this world, there are 3 categories of devotees. In fact, whether 3 or 4, okay, let me narrate, we'll count it. People who are actually, be with the Lord in His leelas. One category of devotees are who directly comes from along with the Lord, they comes down here. Like Govardhan, Srimati Radharani, all the direct associates of the Lord. They directly come here because for them, wherever Lord is going, they are always there with the Lord. So directly from Golok Vrindavans, devotees comes and participate in the leelas of the Lord. One category. Second category is Lord says to all the demigods to appear here to assist in His leelas. Like Brahma, Indra, everybody comes here and they take different, all Yaduvamshis. In Yaduvamsha, all of the demigods have appeared as a family members of Lord Krishna. And third category of the people who are associated in the Lord's Leela is the devotees who are perfected their life in this world. They perfected their lives. They already qualified to go back to Godhead. We all know in Dandakaranya, during Lord Ramachandra's time, they perfected their life because Lord Ramachandra given personal darshan. So once somebody is given personal darshan, Varam Nayache, Dhruva Maharaj, what he said? I am santusht ho chuka hu. I am very satisfied. Kurtartosmi varam nayache. Just merely by your darshan I am very satisfied. So now they wanted to be with the Lord. So they presented, oh Lord, and they expressed the desire of being with the Lord, be associating with the Lord, and participating in the Lord's Leela in Madhurya Rasa. So Krishna said, Lord Ramachandra said, okay, wait for some time, I'll give you an opportunity. And when Lord appeared as Krishna in the Dwapara Yuga, so all those blessed souls, purified souls, they got an opportunity to participate in the Lord's Leelas in this planet. Then went back. This is another category. So, and what they are doing? Now we attend Lord Ramachandra Darshan and now they are bhauk hoke ghum rahe kya? No, they wanted to associate, they wanted to involve in the service again. And Lord gives an opportunity for them to render service in different emotions or different moods and different mellows. So Bhaktisiddanta Thakur says that your service should, at the end of the day, service should produce further service attitude. Generally in our case, what happens? We do service, after some time we become big devotees. Big devotee means, abhi service nahi karenge. Karo. Because I'm already bhavak. We have already come to that stage of standard. But Bhaktisiddanta brings out the principle that if you will become bigger devotee when you do more and more service. And doing more and more service, externally it is bigger, but actually you will become more and more humbler. So then you will understand the sloka, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Saishtana, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. Always you will be able to chant, always, Sada, Manmana, always you will be able to appreciate. So these people, three Acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, and Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, just see how fortunate we are. How fortunate we are. In fact, whenever I avalokam means, what to say, introspect, you start seeing, one Pattikad, small village taken birth, some midst of the hills. Even to go nearby village, you have to, nearby town, 35 kilometers, you have to walk or you have to go by, Belgadi. You have to go by, bullock cart. No buses, no jeeps, nothing. Somewhere interior village, today where we are. We are able to talk about Bhaktisiddanta Thakur. How fortunate our lives are. That is the bestow or benediction. Because somehow or other, if you come in contact with that pure devotee, that spark, has that ability. One spark in the forest fire, one spark can burn away all the forest. Like that, so many sinful reactions. Nishan. Do you want to know? No, Prabhu, I don't do any sinful reaction. I don't have any sinful. I am very sattvic person. Arre Baba, itna bada sharir ko pehn ke ja rahe hai aap. This big body is visible as an indication that you are sinful. This body is a result of sinful activities. This has to burn. This has to get burnt. This can burn only when the spark of pure devotee touches you. That fire of knowledge touches you. And the fire of service, seva touches you. So we are really that fortunate. So on this auspicious occasion of transcendental appearance of Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, we seek his blessings. Hum naman karenge. We pay our humble obeisances unto his lotus feet and seek his blessings to provide sadbuddhi to hold on to Srila Prabhupada's dhoti. Where Prabhupada said, if you have to go back to spiritual world, if you have to go back to Golok Vrindavan on your own strength is impossible. Hold my dhoti. Because if you have to go on your own strength, you have to go from the front gate. There is a great Acharya, Nammalvar. When that Acharya left the body, when you have to enter the Vaikuntha, see, there is a doors, no? First door, second door. In the Vaikuntha, in the palace, there are 7 gates are there. Lord personally from the palace walked outside and waiting at the front gate. Like when VIP comes, how we all go to the gate and standing there to invite to welcome the VIP. Like that, personally, Lord walked out of his palace and waiting at the first gate to welcome his devotee. Such an exalted personality. What we are. We are not even eligible of thinking that gate only. Forget about Lord coming and welcoming us. But Prabhupada said, don't worry. I have a key for back door. Somehow you can just go inside. So for that you have to hold on to my dhoti. And what is the dhoti? His instructions. If you hold on to his instructions, and what are Prabhupada's instructions? Very simple. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and render devotional service. Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati Maharaj and Bhaktisiddanta Thakura are both always together with Prabhupada. Chant Hare Krishna and render devotional service and be in the association of Vaishnavas. Go to back to God. Srila Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada